It's just about taxi vlog 328. It is the 23rd of October. By the time you see this, it will be the 25th of October or later. So even though the new moon was yesterday and it's terribly late, happy Diwali, belatedly. Google it. So here we are, a week and a day before Halloween. I'm just vlogging about the first half of my week because it's convenient to do so, because I'm waiting fourth in line for a call. Monday I came out and it was on the slow side. That was okay, I didn't mind. It was a nice way to work myself back into the week, or to start the week. And by 11:30 I had my lease on. It took a little longer than it often does, but that didn't matter. However, what did matter was that I sat from 11:30 till 10 after 3 without a fare. Yes, that was almost 4 hours in one spot. I did a fair amount of reading, I did my share of sleeping, and then at 10 after 3 I got a call. It was a $15 fare. At about 4 I had another one. And about 5 I had another one. And then I was just at the gas station at 6 o'clock. I was shaking out the mats and the thing went beep. Well, I answered the call and it gave me another $15 fare. So that made it so that I had enough money to put fuel in the taxi, pay lease on the taxi, and put fuel in my own personal little car, which I haven't done yet. It's running on empty. I should do that in the morning. I've gone 500 kilometers without filling up, so it's getting dry. But it got me to work again. That's not bad, eh? Almost 3 weeks on a tank to go everywhere I want to go. And this time of year the traffic seems to be getting heavier because it's getting wetter and rainier and less pleasant out there. So all these cars are in the way. And of course when it's kind of rainy and wettish, people get panicky and then they drive real stupid and slow. It's not like the summer where there's nobody in your way. This is really just stupid what I'm in right now. Yeah, they got one of the streets blocked off that leads to my favorite place to sit. That's kind of awkward too, but I got a workaround for that. Anyway, I wasn't very pleased with that Monday, especially after last week, which was just a horrible total bust. So then Tuesday night I came out, it started slow, and I think I sat an hour before I got my first trip, and these other guys were saying they've been sitting an hour and a half and they haven't had anything happen, and it's really, you know, they're pissed off, they're fed up. And they left my zone, they left my part of town, and you know, just after they did that I started connecting. I started getting one right after another, and it would happen that I would get back to the parking lot to read some more, and I didn't get a chance to read yet. I didn't even get a chance to put it in park. I'd get another call, and the whole night went like that. It was just wonderful. It was one right after another, And then at about 4:30, I had another call that was up into the woods. Everything is wood up there. Greenwood, Faithwood, Praisewood, Tanglewood, Maltwood, whatever wood. So many woods up there. I got sent into the woods. And it had been doing a lot of wind. We had a lot of wind that night, you know, around anywhere from 10 o'clock till 2 in the morning. It was windy like crazy and knocking bits of trees down, and it was raining hard. And there was one point where the wind was blowing and I was next to a double-decker bus, and I was hoping and praying that the damn thing wouldn't topple over and land on me. That's how bad the wind was. Anyway, I took these people out to the airport. Oh, yeah, I got a call. Well, I'll answer it. Might as well. Might as well, because who knows when I'll get another one. Yeah, so that night ended up good. I made in excess of $200 for myself. Finally, things turned around. That was the Tuesday. The Wednesday was going just as good. I did all right. By midnight, I had like $160 on. I was real pleased with that, but then it sort of fizzled out. And the morning was long. The morning was long. I went to sleep a few times. I watched all the YouTube videos that I hadn't watched yet. I watched some hour-long documentaries about Neanderthals and about life in southern France 35,000 years ago. But the night ended okay, even though the morning was slow and long. I got my money on between, 7 and midnight. And now tonight is Thursday. I'm about an hour late, but that's because I woke up late. Because I got home late, and it's sort of like a chain reaction. Oh good, we get a turn arrow finally. Come on, let's go you guys. Don't be shy. Move. Anyway, I'll get back to you in the morning hours, or tomorrow in the morning hours, or the next day, that is, Saturday morning, and let you know how this Thursday night went, and probably I'll let you know how the Friday night went too. We're off to a start here. It's going to be alright, I think. It's 5:32 a.m. What a night. It was a struggle to get my money. It was kind of slow and kind of gradual all night, and then in the morning I had one decent fare that turned things around, and it was a little girl who went out to the western communities from the area of town where I usually kind of work. Anyways, I took her out there and she paid and everything, and it was all good. And then I went back to my part of town, and I was reading from this book. It's I don't know if you can see, Moonflower by James P. Hogan. It looks to be pretty good so far. I remember it's many years ago that I first read a book by James Hogan, and I enjoyed it. I think it had something to do with giants, Ganymede, I think. Anyways, I was a little worried that it wasn't going to work out so good tonight, because it was gradual. It wasn't exactly busy, but it was steady. The trouble with Thursday nights is that the lease is so high that it takes a while to get your lease together, and then you're really lucky if you make any money. Well, at about 4:45, which is like, 45 minutes ago, or a little more, I was sent to Denny's. Now, Denny's is not my particular favorite place to get sent to, because people often disappear before I'm there and get into the cab that's sitting in front of Denny's, if there is one sitting there. And I was reading my book, and I was kind of half falling asleep, kind of half reading. In fact, I had stopped reading and I was reclining in my seat. I thought maybe I'd take a tiny little nap before it's the end of my shift. Well, I got sent to Denny's. And at Denny's, I picked up this man. I guess he's around my age, 50-ish, maybe a bit younger, something like that. And there was this Oriental girl, although with the voice she had and the facial features, I was sure it was a guy, or maybe a transsexual. Anyway, the voice was a man's voice, not as deep as mine, but had this really thick Oriental accent, and acted like a woman but kind of looked like a man, but was dressed like a woman, if that makes any sense. Anyways, the guy took her to her hotel where she was staying, and after that, after we let her off, he said, "You know, I just met this girl tonight, and we went to Denny's to eat, and did you know that she bought, or she took 8 meals to her hotel?" I'm going, gee, you paid for 8 meals for this girl who's going back to her hotel? And he said, well, I don't really care much, but it's fear and greed that drives people. And I said, yeah, fear and greed are strong motivators. Very strong motivators. And in this case, maybe it was fear of starvation and greed of wanting to get her share or more. So then he wanted to go down the part of town where people get drugs, street drugs, probably crack cocaine. And we stopped, and he opened the window and talked to somebody and said that can you help me? And the guy said, yeah, I can help you. So let me get in the car. Turn the corner. Stop here. You want 80? Yeah, 80. And the guy gets out of the car and says to somebody else, 80. And some woman comes by and says, 80. Meanwhile, he hands me a wad of cash. Like, there was a $100 bill in there, and there was 20s, and I just stuck it under my leg. And then the drug dealer said, hey, you just gave him $100. And then the guy says, yeah, if you want me to come out of the car, I want to try some of what you got. And the guy said, you have to come out of the car to try it. Okay, so that's when he handed me the money, if that makes any sense. I am kind of tired, so I'm kind of convoluted. Anyways, he did a hit outside of the car. Then he got in, and he says, "Is it okay if I exhale out the window?" I said, "Look, as long as you don't smell up the inside of my car, I don't care what you do." He says, "Oh, you won't smell a thing." I said, "Okay, fine." I rolled down the window. I hear the lighter going chick, 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 chick. I don't smell anything. And he says, "Okay, we're going to Sydney." Now, Sydney was a considerable fare from town. It was about $69, or was it $72? The total fare was $72. He gave me $80. That $80 saved my night and saved my week. I needed that money. So I ended up doing quite well for myself tonight. This was like, you know, getting a $30 fare plus going to the airport, which is just what I needed this morning. Anyway, it's 20 minutes until it's time for me to park this thing. And I just got 20 minutes to get to town, and that's about what it's going to take me coming back from Sydney on the highway. So my night has been saved. 280 minus 110, 15. 280 minus 125. Did you know that now, after the Thursday night, let me shut this off too. Now, after the Thursday night, I made $100 more this week so far than I made all last week. So that's good. And tomorrow night is Friday night. I should make at least as much as I made tonight. Maybe more. That's something to celebrate about. Well, now I can afford to take Cindy out for dinner. And there we go. Shut that toy off. Now they can't call me. So yeah, I'll just drive back into town, and the Thursday turned out good. The Thursday turned out really good. So it looks like I'm gonna have a good week after all. And I'll get to you tomorrow to tell you how the rest of it went. See you sooner. Well, here we are Saturday morning. I was kind of dozing off the last half hour. Nothing's been happening since I cleared from a call at... when did I clear from a call? I cleared at 3:45, and now it's 5:30. By 3:45 I had... By 3:45 I had over 200 for myself, nearly 400 gross, which I guess for a Friday that didn't get going until 10 and kind of fizzled at 2, that's par for the course. I did have a couple calls after 3, you know, that's alright, and They were both quite good the way it looks, I think. One for $21 and one for $11.75. Now, why do I keep turning the lights off? So, yeah, it worked out pretty good tonight. I had the usual assortment of kinds of customers. Somebody lost her care card. I'm gonna pass that into the office this morning. And gonna go down and wash the car now. Or at least shake the mats out. I got half an hour in which to do that. Then I'm gonna go home and have a bite to eat and drink some scotch. Best thing to do under these circumstances. Yeah, it totally died this morning. Totally died. I tried watching YouTube videos. I wasn't really into it. I was too tired to concentrate on what people were saying and doing. Oh, man. Looks like the week turned out to be okay. A lot better than last week. And I hope yours is better than mine.